Well, hi there, everyone. How's it going? It's a Ken Talks Stocks podcast. We're reviewing Wednesday, October 26th, 2022. I have reviewed some stocks today. We've got the big list that was up over 3,000 companies at one point and up over 1,500 companies this go around this year when I've been doing reviews. It's now down to 495 companies, of which I've reviewed, I believe, a few hundred. Let's see how many I've reviewed, and I've taken a look at the ones that I've reviewed. Yeah, I've reviewed 200 of them, and so there's another about 300 to go. We will get there before the end of the year as I keep reviewing stuff every day. But let's talk about today. I like to talk about movements that are going on with certain stocks, as well as just in general overall macroeconomic issues, technology. Like I have a wide variety of topics that I touch on in this stock market talk podcast, which is why I like doing it so much, is that it really never gets boring. So let's talk about today. So what we have here is we have this rendering of movement of the top 10 stocks that I would say to buy long calls on. Would say it's what I guess I do say to buy long calls on, because I have a target price listed right here for these companies. So we could look at them in this sheet, but adding them to this sheet with a bunch of other different formulas makes it really cool to look at color wise, because we're able to see how a company moved today. Like we want to see the companies that are at the top of this list moving up every day would be optimal. That would mean they would be going up every day. Tesla's up 1%. Google Alphabet, enormous drop today. So today was what felt like was a day that the tech sector, you get one set of bad earnings. It's like everybody has bad earnings or lowered expectations. Raising in interest rates also still doesn't help, even though those companies are super cash strong and cash heavy, yet interest rates rising with building and expanding out, building data centers, doing all types of different things you do, does get more expensive. So Google Alphabet takes a huge digger today, 10%, right? $10 a share. They had just split 20-1 earlier this year. So I mean, multiply this $10 by 20. It's like they would have dropped $200 today if you're thinking about Google Alphabet the way they used to be, over 2,000 a share, about 2,000 a share, something like that. So they take the hit. Microsoft also takes the hit, and Amazon even can't escape that as well. Intuitive Surgical continues to go up. I mentioned them yesterday, robotic surgeries. Healthcare had a really interesting day. I mean, I did a video about healthcare yesterday, and a lot of healthcare stuff went up. Moderna, 4%. Moderna is awesome. I talked about them in previous videos. And so this is what the list looks like. Domino's goes down a little bit. Domino's is a deal. I actually got Domino's yesterday. They put out a great product at the cheapest price, and they're everywhere, and winter's coming and people don't like to drive. They innovate. I won't make this video about Domino's because I don't want to, but they're good, and I would still buy long calls on them unless we have major economic fallout due to global geopolitical issues, as the stories continue to get scarier. So there's two ways to go on the market, but let's talk about different sectors and what went up today, and there will be some health insurance talk as well, or health company talk, I should say. So things that went up a lot, if you sort this day change descending, start to see all the companies that it says went up the most. Universal Health Service, managing different hospitals and providers and stuff like that, they go up the most. And my note on them was that they have high selling and admin costs. And I don't really like these industries as much. I don't necessarily think this company innovates. I think they take a profit off of the healthcare industry and the need for that industry to exist. So, but they're up huge today. I mean, I did review them. They do have good financials, but like I said, the majority of what comes out of their profits is essentially selling an admin. And so it's like, well, what are you doing? Yeah, you're managing an aggregate. Or are you actually doing anything for the people? Or are you just managing stuff? I don't know. All right, Enphase Energy, solar microconverters goes up. We don't have any really on this list other than Canadian Solar, which has a 4% day. And I talked how they took a beating recently from their short positions, and so they're coming back. That makes a lot of sense. You'll see them up at $40 a share probably in the next quarter. I have them at 35 just to be safe because they move so much. But there's value in there and options with them because of what they're doing, and they're profitable. Moderna up 4%. DraftKings goes up 3.5%, but that ain't much because they're at 14. Also, what happened with Roblox? What happened with all of our puts? Let's look at our puts that show up here. DraftKings up, Schrodinger up a little bit, Roblox down a little bit, and Facebook takes a beating today. Facebook's earnings are today, correct? I think they are. Yeah, I hate them. I did look at their books. And metaverse failing. Yep. As it should. It's no longer Facebook. So I have reviewed. Oops. I have reviewed that. But we're going to put yesterday's data in there because I haven't looked at their earnings today. So we'll obviously see what happens there. But they take a dive because, I mean, they're almost a tech company in the same way that Microsoft and Google sort of are in managing data in a way. So those guys lowering guidance, I think that people are seeing the writing on the wall, and Facebook's probably not going to have the best earnings, especially when they continue to invest in this metaverse stuff that nobody really wants. Talk about like shoving something in your face that nobody wants. Nobody wants to go to virtual anything anymore. We should be going out and seeing real humans. Isn't that what the pandemic sucked? Because we all had to be with the same people all the time and never leave our house. Or at least that's what we're supposed to be doing. All right, so those are things that went up, and then Facebook's are talk about our puts. Well, let's talk about things that went down, right? So here you're going to see the list of companies that on our list that moved the most downward. So Google Alphabet, is this an overreaction? In the long run, it is. The financials look like a Da Vinci sculpture. That's my note. I haven't read that in a while, but they will recover. Do you let this filter out? Do they recover tomorrow even? Maybe. They're still a really strong company, but yeah, like I said, there's other factors involved in what's going on in the market right now that are very unstable. And so that's why I think you're seeing overreactions on the downside when people sell. And I think you're going to continue to see that until after the election or longer. And I don't see how the Ukraine conflict or the China-Taiwan situation or the Iran situation figure themselves out in the next few weeks in a positive ending. There's just too much going on. So Microsoft takes a digger. Chipotle also takes a digger. Facebook's good digger for us. Amazon down. And you can see I've got review dates within the past few months on most of these companies now as I continue to get through everything. Crocs, I've noticed, I can't believe how profitable they are. But I just like UFO stamps better, like I said. Analog devices haven't looked. So yeah, tech takes a beating today. Probably a lot of that recovers, but Facebook will be interesting to watch for tomorrow. And back at our list, I'm saying these companies are the best deals. I'm still saying Tesla's the best deal. And I tend to say that a lot. But now, yeah, what do you do with this now after the earnings? Well, I mean, the 110 is actually okay to leave there as a quarterly target, but obviously they're probably going to settle around 100 until a lot of the other things that are going on in the market weave themselves out and we learn about interest rates. So you can lower this. Canadian Solar is fine. Massive I need to review more recently to see what happened here, but they're probably just going back up. As you can see, they didn't go down all that much. Sherwin-Williams is still okay. I mean, that's okay for a quarterly. They just have a really good dividend. Domino's, I almost want to move this up a little bit. I feel like this makes more sense. Domino's is a better deal right now than Sherwin-Williams because of the time of year. Sherwin-Williams will go up more in the summertime as there's more construction with weather and stuff and more road construction. All of that stuff happens all year round, but they have a boost and stuff going on. I see their trucks coming out of like northwest Nevada at 2 a.m. deliver and stuff. Like they are working all the time and they're everywhere. And Moderna. Yeah, Moderna now. All right. So now people are realizing more of Moderna and we're getting sick. So this company was up at 200 something a share at some point throughout the year last year. That's when there was craziness going on with them. So I actually can revisit their target price here. Let's see how far they were over the year here. Look at Moderna right here. And just want to show you, yeah, see how there was this massive drop um, which is like the beginning of the year, and a lot of stocks suffered. You can see that there was an appetite for what their future value really is worth when people start to understand the curing of diseases in a different way and molecular design of vaccines and other treatments. And they did mention they were partnering with someone with a skin cancer vaccine. Sun is getting more powerful. Like I notice, I don't know if it's just because the resolution of television or the resolution of the internet of video is so much better now, but I'm noticing like moles on people's faces more and skin irritations more. And I'm not sure if it's because the sun is more powerful now and people are out getting more of it and it does cause skin disorders. Like I know skin cancer is on the rise. I think it's on the rise because we're also living longer as a species. So that's gonna urge that on. However, I also think the sun, I think the atmosphere, obviously with global warming, there's different consistency, and it's as if it does get hotter and it gets more impactful, and UVB rays may be a bit stronger. Now that's a non-scientific assessment of what's going on, but I know that dealing with skin cancer, especially getting your body to deal with heavier doses of sun, if that's something we can program into our body, wow, is there a market for that given how prevalent skin cancer is and how we're all susceptible to it. I mean, I worry about it, and it's something that they're working on. So you can raise this price is really what I'm saying. And I've always thought that, but I tend to think way too far in the future and think it's coming tomorrow is one of the problems with my assessments. But I do think that they're going to just do this because they can and they should. So that moves them up to number one. So this is really close here now. So, but it's kind of true. I can actually put them above Tesla. You actually have to put Tesla down. You have to put Tesla to 275 to get them there, right? Maybe. I like to model this right off Tesla because Tesla is worth more than all of them, and because of everything they're coming out with. So let's just do that. I do want to put Teslas back at 300. I do. I just don't because they're so far away, and people are like, Ken, come on. but I do. I want to put them back there. So, I mean, that's kind of the update for today. A lot of other stuff going on, but I want to get this out. I want to talk about markets that took a hit when you're purchasing stock options. These are the kind of days that are pretty amazing, especially you got that put on Facebook whenever they continue to drop high percentages, and we'll see what happens after hours. Actually, I can look at what's going on real quick after hours. I think they're announcing right now, and this is going to be delayed and won't have the current number necessarily, but I just want to look at that really briefly just to see if they reported something bad and that they've just fallen off a cliff. Let's see here. Meta is, oh my goodness. Oh, glad I did that. After hours, they're trading at 114. 13. They dropped by 17%. Why is it moving ahead of Q3 earnings? A weak report from social media peer. So this is just something's happened though in the last half hour because it's 4:37 p.m. I'm sorry, I'm happy that that's happening, but wow, that's that's like $1,000 or $2,000 in intrinsic option value if you own one on Facebook. Just saying. All right. If it stays there, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But you could see the below 100 tomorrow if it's as bad as it could be. The news is not good for them, and I do revel in it because I hate them, but I don't revel in people losing jobs and things bad. But I do revel in a company that's bad for society, the society realizing it, and the stock market realizing it, and then going to shreds. I like that. I think it's good for humanity. That's why I say put money behind Elon Musk. That's a man who's trying to help the world advance into the next millennium and become an interplanetary species and bring us into the future. Future plus, future plus, future plus. And people that are trying to tear us apart, watch their companies dissolve. All right. So good luck, everyone. May all your trades be winning. See ya.